working on a Cub Cadet GTX 2100. It's making a lot of noise, so I'm going to go in here and check the PTO clutch to see if what's going on. I think the bearing is out. First thing we want to do, pop the hood off of this. I'll go ahead and drop the deck all the way to the ground. Then I'm going to go down under here and release the PTO belt. Okay, to take the PTO belt off or put it on, you want to take a 1/2 inch breaker bar or a 1/2 inch ratchet, stick it in this hole right here and pull. And you can see the pulley moving. I can take the belt off right now or put it on. To remove the PTO from the front of this tractor, I got an impact wrench with a 5/8 socket. Move this out of the way. Now we'll take this out. It's got its own little keyway in there, and you can see where it's worn. Now, you can see the noise that thing's making. In order to get the rest of the PTO assembly off, I've got to put a puller on it and crank it down and get it to pull it off because it's connected to a bearing. To get this pulley the rest of the way off, I got to put a bigger puller on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 2 bolts out, and there's 2 more on the other side. I'm going to remove this bumper so that I can get a bigger puller on it. Now, as you can see, it's coming off, but you got to take a rubber mallet hammer, hit it on the corners as it comes out. Okay, what I've done is I've pushed the bearing out of the back of this. I'm going to replace the bearing. As you can see, there is bearings missing. This bearing is still good, so I'm going to continue to use it. I got the bearing in. This is the number for the bearing. It came in a plastic bag. I just took it out. And here's the number right here. 6006-18. Same number that is on the old bearing. Here's where we're going to put the bearing, right inside here. And what I'm going to do, I'm not going to beat it down in there with a hammer or a piece of wood. I have a press. I'm going to press it in. That way I don't damage the bearing. Okay, I just want to show you that I got my press all set up here. I'm going to put a plate on top of the bearing, like so, so it mashes it evenly. This is the old bearing. Put it right on here like so. I'm going to put this plate back over it like so. I want to make sure everything is pressed down in there really good. See how far that went down in there? It goes down in there. You got these little bitty teeth right here where they didn't really want you to be able to put a bearing in this, but I found the right bearing for this and I put a new bearing in it instead of paying $300 for a new PTO clutch. $62 for the bearing. That included shipping. But now I'm going to take this, put it right in there. Now for this, and you got to put it back together in one piece. Take this and mash it over so it spreads that other little piece there, this here, because you got to actually slide this up underneath here. Try to wiggle it in. And it should sandwich together like that. Should look like this right here. Now I'm going to go ahead and put it back on the tractor. Now what you got here is a spacer. It's flat on one side, kind of beveled on the other. The beveled side goes on first. Now the clutch, make sure everything's together. You got a little keyway down in there, and you got a little slot right here. You want to just slide it on there and make sure, okay, this little pin right here will go right here. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and line this up right here and get it lined up with the pin. Now that's lined up and on there, we can go ahead and turn this, and that will go in right there. Okay, slide it over. Now pop it in. Okay. That's in. I'll take and put a bolt in it. I'll run that bolt down to 45 pound. It's got different poundages in the book. It says one of them says 40 pounds. It goes all the way up to 60 foot-pounds. You don't want to put this on with an impact wrench. Now I'll go ahead and hook my PTO up right here with this little wire. Make sure it's nice and secure. Now the muffler right here might be the tightest place that you'll have to get it through. All you have to do is push it. You might be able to pull the muffler over a little bit, like so. And slide it right in there. Goes right in. Now to put the PTO belt back onto the deck, put your 1/2-inch breaker bar in here. Make sure the belt is in the two front pulleys and in the PTO pulley. And you want to take and bring this back as far as you can get it. It's pretty tight. See if I can get it here. There it is. Oh, slide it on there. It should be good to go. Now I'll go ahead and test it before I put everything else together. Now I'll go ahead and turn the blades on. Now I'll go ahead and put the bumper back on. Lines up in these slots right here. It's going to be a little tight. But it'll slide back up in there. Just take your rubber mallet hammer. Okay, watch your holes. It will line up and right there. Now I'll bolt it down. Now I'll go ahead and put the hood back on it. I'll line it up with these right here on both sides. I'll drop the hood down inside there, and I'll be ready to close it. Like I said, if it won't go in, no, never fear. Go ahead, take a 1/2-inch wrench and break this one loose and this one loose. I'm going to do that on the other side. Okay, once the hood is on there, go ahead and grab your light socket here and plug your lights back in so that they work. Hey, thanks for watching. Hope this helps. Subscribe, comment.